Lines on the Mermaid Tavern by John Keats, read for LibriVox.org by Mark Smith of Simpsonville, South Carolina. Souls of poets dead and gone, what Elysium have ye known, happy field or mossy cavern, choicer than the Mermaid Tavern? Have ye tippled drink more fine than mine host's canary wine? Or are fruits of paradise sweeter than those dainty pies of venison, O generous food! Dressed as though bold Robin Hood would, with his maid Marian, sup and bowse from horn and can. I have heard that on a day mine host's signboard flew away, nobody knew whither, till an astrologer's old quill to a sheepskin gave the story, said he saw you in your glory underneath a new old sign, sipping beverage divine, and pledging with contented smack the mermaid in the zodiac. Souls of poets, dead and gone, what Elysium have ye known, happy field or mossy cavern, choicer than the Mermaid Tavern? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Happy Insensibility by John Keats. In a drear-nighted December, too happy, happy tree, thy branches ne'er remember the north cannot undo them with a sleety whistle through them, nor frozen thawings glue them from budding at the prime. In a drear-nighted December, too happy, happy brook, thy bubblings ne'er remember Apollo's summer look, but with a sweet forgetting they stay their crystal fretting, never, never petting about the frozen time. Ah, would 'twere so with many a gentle girl and boy, but were there ever any writhed not at passed joy? To know the change and feel it, when there is none to heal it nor nummied sense to steal it, was never said in rhyme.
Ode to a Nightingale by John Keats, read for LibriVox.org by Kristen Hughes. My heart aches, and a drowsy numbness pains my sense, as though of hemlock I had drunk, or emptied some dull opiate to the drains. 1 minute passed, and lethe words had sunk. 'Tis not through envy of thy happy lot, but being too happy in thine happiness, that thou, light-winged dryad of the trees, in some melodious plot of beechen green and shadows numberless, singest of summer in full-throated ease. Oh, for a draught of vintage, that hath been cooled a long age in the deep-delved earth, tasting of flora and the country green, dance and provincial song and sunburnt mirth. Oh, for a beaker full of the warm south, full of the true, the blushed hippocrene, with beaded bubbles winking at the brim, and purple-stained mouth, that I might drink and leave the world unseen, and with thee fade away into the forest dim, fade far away, dissolve, and quite forget what thou among the leaves hast never known, the weariness, the fever, and the fret, here where men sit and hear each other groan, where palsy shakes a few sad last grey hairs, where youth grows pale and spectre thin and dies, where but to think is to be full of sorrow and leaden-dyed despairs, where beauty cannot keep her lustrous eyes, or new love pine at them beyond tomorrow. Away, away, for I will fly to thee, not charioted by Bacchus and his pods, but on the viewless wings of poesy, though the dull brain perplexes and retards, already with thee, tender is the night, and haply the queen moon is on her throne, clustered around by all her starry fays. But here there is no light, save what from heaven is with the breezes blown, through verdurous glooms and winding mossy ways. I cannot see what flowers are at my feet, nor what soft incense hangs upon the boughs, but in embalmed darkness guess each sweet, wherewith the seasonable month endows the grass, the thicket, and the fruit tree wild, white hawthorn, and the pastoral eglantine, fast fading violets covered up in leaves, and mid-May's eldest child, the coming musk rose full of dewy wine, the murmurous haunts of flies on summer eves. Darkling I listen, and for many a time I have been half in love with easeful death, called him soft names in many a mused rhyme, to take into the air my quiet breath. Now more than ever seems it rich to die, to cease upon the midnight with no pain, while thou art pouring forth thy soul abroad in such an ecstasy. Still wouldst thou sing, and I have ears in vain, to thy high requiem become a sod. Thou wast not born for death, immortal bird, no hungry generations tread thee down. The voice I hear this passing night was heard in ancient days by emperor and clown. Perhaps the selfsame song that found a path through the sad heart of Ruth, when sick for home she stood in tears amid the alien corn. The same that oft times hath charmed magic casements, opening on the foam of perilous seas in fairy lands forlorn. Forlorn, the very word is like a bell to toil me back from thee to my sole self. Adieu, the fancy cannot cheat so well as she is famed to do, deceiving elf. Adieu, adieu, thy plaintive anthem fades past the near meadows, over the still stream, up the hillside, and now 'tis buried deep in the next valley glades. Was it a vision or a waking dream? Fled is that music. Do I wake or sleep? End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Ode on a Grecian Urn by John Keats. Read for LibriVox.org. Thou still unravished bride of quietness, thou foster child of silence and slow time, sylvan historian, who canst thus express a flowery tale more sweetly than our rhyme, what leaf-fringed legend haunts about thy shape of deities or mortals, or of both, in Tempe or the dales of Arcady? What men or gods are these? What maidens loath? What mad pursuit? What struggle to escape? What pipes and timbrels? What wild ecstasy? Heard melodies are sweet, but those unheard are sweeter. Therefore, ye soft pipes, play on, not to the sensual ear, but, more endeared, pipe to the spirit ditties of no tone. Fair youth, beneath the trees, thou canst not leave thy song, nor ever can those trees be bare. Bold lover, never, never canst thou kiss, though winning near the goal. Yet do not grieve, she cannot fade, though thou hast not thy bliss. Forever wilt thou love, and she be fair. Ah, happy, happy boughs, that cannot shed your leaves, nor ever bid the spring adieu, and happy melodist unwearied, forever piping songs forever new. More happy love, more happy, happy love, forever warm and still to be enjoyed, forever panting and forever young, all breathing human passion far above, that leaves a heart high sorrowful and cloyed, a burning forehead and a parching tongue. Who are these? coming to the sacrifice. To what green altar, O mysterious priest, lead'st thou that heifer lowing at the skies, and all her silken flanks with garlands dressed? What little town by river or seashore, or mountain built with peaceful citadel, is emptied of this folk, this pious morn? And, little town, thy streets forevermore will silent be, and not a soul to tell why thou art desolate can e'er return. O Attic shape, fair attitude, with breed of marble men and maidens overwrought, with forest branches and the trodden weed. Thou, silent form, dost tease us out of thought as doth eternity. Cold pastoral, when old age shall this generation waste, thou shalt remain in midst of other woe than ours, a friend to man, to whom thou say'st, beauty is truth, truth beauty. That is all ye know on earth, and all ye need to know. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Ode to Autumn by John Keats. Read for LibriVox.org by Mary Anderson. Season of mists and mellow fruitfulness, close bosom friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and bless with fruit the vines that round the thatch eaves run, to bend with apples the mossed cottage trees, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd and plump the hazel shells, with a sweet kernel to set budding more, and still more, later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease, for summer has o'erbrimmed their clammy cells. Who hath not seen thee oft amid thy store? Sometimes, whoever seeks abroad may find thee sitting careless on a granary floor, thy hair soft lifted by the winnowing wind, or on a half-reaped furrow sound asleep, drowsed with the fume of poppies, while thy hook spares the next swath and all its twined flowers. And sometimes, like a gleaner, thou dost keep steady thy laden head across a brook, or by a cider press with patient look thou watchest the last oozings hours by hours. Where are the songs of spring? Ay, where are they? Think not of them, thou hast thy music too, while barred clouds bloom the soft dying day, and touch the stubble plains with rosy hue. Then in a wailful choir the small gnats mourn, among the river sallows borne aloft, or sinking as the light wind lives or dies, and full-grown lambs loud bleat from hilly bourne. Hedge crickets sing, and now with treble soft the red-breast whistles from a garden croft, and gathering swallows twitter in the skies. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.
Ode to Psyche by John Keats. Read for LibriVox.org by Byron, March 2008, in Hong Kong. O goddess, hear these tuneless numbers, rung by sweet enforcement and remembrance dear, and pardon that thy secrets should be sung, even into thy old-thought-cost ear. Surely I dreamt today, or did I see the winged Psyche with awakened eyes? I wander in a forest thoughtlessly, and on the sudden, fainting with surprise, Saw two fair creatures, couched side by side, in deepest grass beneath the whispering roof of leaves and tremble blossoms, where that round upbraided, scarce espied. Mid-hushed, chromatic flowers, fragrant-eyed, blue, silver-white, and barlicterium, they lay calm breathing on the bedded grass, their arms embraced, and their pinions too. Their lips touched not, but had not bade adieu. As you destroyed by soft-handed slumber, and ready still past kisses to outnumber, a tender idol of Aurelian love. The winged boy I knew, but who wast thou, O happy, happy dove, his psychic true? O latest born, and loveless vision far of all Olympus' fading hierarchy, fairer than Phoebe's sapphire radiant star, or Vesper, amorous glowworm of the sky, fairer than this, though temple thou hast none, no altar heaped with flowers, no virgin choir to make delicious moan upon the midnight hours. No voice, no lute, no pipe, no incense sweet from Chen Shuang censer teeming, no thrive, no grove, no oracle, no heat of pale-mouthed prophet dreaming. O brightest, though too late for empty boughs, too late for the far-believing lyre, when holy with the haunted forest bows, holy the air, the water, and the fire. Yet even in these days so far retired from happy parties, thy lucent fangs, fluttering among the faint Olympians, I see and sing by my own eyes inspired. So let me be thy choir, and make a moan upon the midnight hours. Thy voice, thy lute, thy pipe, thy incense sweet from swinging censer teeming, thy shrine, thy grove, thy oracle, thy heat of pale-mouthed prophet dreaming. Yes, I'll be thy priest, and build a fane in some untrodden region of my mind, where branched thoughts, new grown with present pain, instead of pine shall murmur in the wind. Far, far out shall these dark-crusted trees fledge the wide-ridged mountains, steep by steep, and there by zephyrs, streams, and birds and bees, the mossling joyous should be lulled to sleep. And in the midst of the white quietness, a rosy sanctuary will I dress, with the wheat cherries of a working brain, with bars and bears and stars without a name, with all the gardener fancy ye quick fan, who breeding flowers will never breed the same. And there should be for thee all soft delight, the sharing thought can win, a bright torch, and a casement open nigh, to let the warm love in. End of poem. This recording is in the public domain.